Howdy, my friends.
ये जो माहौल
This
है
atmosphere.
ये अकल्पनीय है
And if it is Texas, it has to be grand. It has to be large. This is the very nature of Texas. Today, I can see a reflection of the Texas spirit right here. We are witnessing here the making of a new history and the making of a new chemistry too. The energy of NRG bears testimony to the growing synergy between India and the United States of America. The presence of President Trump at this event and the presence of various representatives of the great American democracy, and for them to say such wonderful words for me and for India, and to also give me blessings. The presence of Steny Hoyer, Senator Cornyn, Senator Cruz, and my other friends, what they have stated about the growth of India and all the praise for India is a mark of respect for Indians living in America, respect for their capabilities and their achievements. It is a mark of respect for 1.3 billion Indians. There are several among you who also contributed very actively during the 2019 general elections, the largest festival of democracy in India. After the 2019 elections, the flag of Indian democracy is flying high across the world. Over 610 million voters took part in this election. The 610 million voters is almost double the population of America. And in this number, there were 80 million youth who were first-time voters. These elections also had the maximum turnout of women voters in the history of India. And also this time, the largest ever number of women were elected. Friends, the 2019 election set another new record. It was for the first time in 60 years that a government elected with an absolute majority completed its 5-year term and came back with an even greater majority. Now, why did this happen? Who made it happen? No, not because of Modi. This is because of the Indians. Friends, Indians are known for their patience. However, now we are impatient. We are impatient for the development of our country. We are impatient to take the country to new heights in the 21st century. Today, the buzzword in India is development. The greatest motto in India today is collective efforts, inclusive growth. Today, the biggest policy in India is public participation. Today, the strongest sentiment among Indians is the resolve to attain. And today, India's greatest resolve is the creation of a new India. India today is working tirelessly day and night in order to realize this dream of a new India. And what is most special about it is that we are not competing against anyone else, but with ourselves. We are challenging ourselves. We are changing ourselves. Friends, today, India wants to move forward at a much faster pace than before. Today, India is challenging the mindset of those who say that, and this mindset is nothing will ever change. In the last 5 years, 1.3 billion Indians have together achieved results in every field, results that no one could have even imagined were possible earlier. We are aiming high. We are achieving higher. Brothers and sisters, it took 7 decades in our country to achieve a rural sanitation coverage of 38%. In 5 years, we made 110 million or more than 110 million toilets. Today, the rural sanitation coverage is 99%. In our country, it took 7 decades for households to have cooking gas connection, and it stood at 55%. Within 5 years, we took this figure up to 95%. And within only 5 years, we added 150 million new gas connections. In India, it took 7 decades to achieve 55% rural road connectivity. In just 5 years, we have taken this figure to 97%. In just 5 years, we constructed over 200,000 kilometers of roads in rural areas. In 7 decades, less than 50% of people in the country had a bank account. And today, in 5 years, nearly 100% families are part of the banking system. In 5 years, over 370 million bank accounts have been opened. Friends, now that people need to be less worried about their basic necessities, they are able to dream big and are focusing their energy on achieving their goals. My friends, for us, ease of doing business is important to us. However, the ease of living is equally important. And the way to achieve this is by empowering people. It is only when the common man is empowered that social and economic development of the country will take place at a fast pace. Let me give you an example. Friends, it is often said today that data is the new oil. You all are from Houston. In Houston, I'm sure you understand very well what it means. In fact, I would further add that data is the new gold. The entire focus of Industry 4.0 is on data. Do you know? And I want you to pay close attention to what I'm saying. Do you know which country offers data at the lowest rate in the world? It is India. Today, in India, 1 GB of data costs only around 25 to 30 cents, which means a quarter of a dollar. And I would also like to tell you that the global average price of 1 GB data today is about 25 to 30 times this amount. This affordable data is the new identity of digital India. Affordable data has redefined governance in India. Today, in India, nearly 10,000 services of the central and state governments are available online. Friends, there was a time when it would take 2, even 3 months for a passport to be ready. Today, a passport is delivered to your home in less than a week. Earlier, it used to be so difficult to get a visa, and I think you all know this better than me. And today, US is one of the biggest users of India's e-visa facility.
Friends, there was a time when the registration of a new company would take 2 or 3 weeks. Now, a new company can be registered in just 24 hours. There was a time when filing tax returns was a big headache. Getting your tax refund could take months. Now, the changes that have taken place, if you hear about them, they will amaze you. This time, on the 31st of August, on just one day, I am just talking about one single day. In one day, approximately 5 million people filed their income tax return online. That is, 5 million returns were filed in a single day, more than double the total population of Houston. And another big achievement, tax refunds that used to take months, they are now received within a week or 10 days and are transferred directly into the taxpayer's bank account. Brothers and sisters, for any country striving for development, it is essential to have welfare schemes for their citizens, for needy citizens in particular. Welfare schemes are important, along with running welfare schemes for needy citizens in order to build a new India. It is also essential to bid farewell to a few things. We have given a lot of importance to welfare, but also to farewells. On the 2nd of October this year, as the country celebrates the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, India will bid farewell to open defecation. In the last 5 years, India has also bid farewell to over 1,500 outdated laws. The complex web of dozens of taxes that existed in India were an obstacle to creating a business-friendly environment. Our government has bid farewell to this web of taxes and implemented GST, the Goods and Services Tax. After years, we have made the dream of one nation, one tax come true in our country. Friends, we are setting ourselves a challenge to do away with corruption, and we are working towards bidding farewell to it at all levels. In the last 2 or 3 years, India has also bid farewell to 350,000 shell companies. We have also bid farewell to over 80 million fake names which existed just on paper in order to avail undue benefits from government schemes. And friends, can you imagine how much money we have saved by preventing it from falling into the wrong hands? Approximately 1.5 trillion rupees. That is almost 20 billion US dollars. In our country, we are creating a transparent ecosystem so that the benefits of development can be enjoyed by every Indian. And brothers and sisters, depriving even one Indian of development is not acceptable to India. The country was also facing another challenge for the last 70 years. A challenge that India bid farewell to only recently. You have understood. And that is Article 370. Article 370 Article 370 deprived the people of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh of development and equal rights. The forces fanning terrorism and separatism were exploiting the situation. Now, the same rights that were given by the Constitution of India to the rest of the Indians have now also been given to the people of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. The discrimination against their women, children, and traditionally underprivileged has been put to an end. Friends, in the upper and lower houses of our parliament, this topic was debated extensively for hours, and the proceedings were also telecast live across the country and across the world. Although our party does not have a majority in the upper house, that is in the Rajya Sabha, despite this, both houses of our parliament, the upper house and the lower house, both the houses of our parliament passed all related decisions on this with a two-thirds majority. I would like to request all of you for the parliamentarians of India should receive a standing ovation for what they have done. Thank you very much, all of you. India's actions within its boundaries are causing discomfort to some people. Who are unable to manage their own country. These people have put their hatred of India at the center of their political agenda. These are people who want unrest. These are people who support terrorism and who nurture terrorism. You know them very well. You know who they are. It's not just you, the whole world knows who they are. Whether it was 9/11 in America or the 26/11 attack in Mumbai, where were the conspirators of these attacks found? Friends, the time has come to fight a decisive battle against terrorism and against all those who promote terrorism. I would like to reiterate the fact that President Trump is firmly committed to fighting this battle against terrorism. President Trump's commitment to fight terrorism, let us give him a standing ovation for his commitment to fight terrorism. Thank you, friends, brothers and sisters. A lot is happening in India, and a lot is changing. And we are moving forward with the desire to do so much more. We are going to set new challenges for ourselves and achieve them come what may. I recently wrote a poem about the feelings of my countrymen. I would like to recite a few lines from that poem for you. I won't go into a lot of detail at the moment. We don't have enough time. But here are the few lines from the poem. To you, a mountain of problems it may seem. To you, a mountain of problems it may seem. But it is in fact my tower of courage and my dreams. But it is in fact my tower of courage and dreams. Friends, today, India is not skirting challenges and putting them off. We are dealing with them head on. Today, India is not looking at making just a few incremental changes. We are focusing on comprehensive solutions for problems. Even things that seemed impossible, India has demonstrated that they can be done. Friends, India has now rolled up its sleeves and resolved to become a $5 trillion economy. We are emphasizing the development of infrastructure and increasing investment and exports. We are moving forward, creating a people-friendly, development-friendly, and investment-friendly environment. We are going to spend 100 lakh crores or $1.3 trillion on infrastructure. Friends, during the last 5 years, despite all the uncertainties in the world, India has attained an average growth rate of 7.5%. And bear in mind that if you look at the average achieved during any previous government's term in office, this kind of growth has never been achieved. For the first time, India is going through, at the same time, a period of low inflation, low fiscal deficit, and high growth. Today, India is one of the top FDI destinations in the world. Between the years 2014 and 2019, the FDI inflow into India almost doubled. Just recently, we have liberalized the FDI norms for single brand retail. Coal mining and contract manufacturing can now avail of foreign investment up to 100%. Yesterday, I had a meeting with CEOs from the energy sector. I met them here in Houston. They were very encouraged by the decision that we have taken to considerably reduce corporate tax. Their feedback was that the decision to reduce corporate tax will send a very positive message, not just in India, but to global business leaders as well. This decision will make India more globally competitive. Friends, for Indians in America and for Americans in India, there are unlimited possibilities and opportunities. India's journey, New India's journey towards a $5 trillion economy, and the strong economic growth in America under President Trump's leadership will give these opportunities new wings. In his address, President Trump mentioned economic miracles. They will definitely become realities in the next 2 or 3 days. President Trump and I will have discussions. I hope that from these discussions as well, we will have very positive results. By the way, President Trump calls me a tough negotiator. However, he himself is quite an expert in the art of the deal. And I am learning quite a lot from him. Friends, our forward march towards a better future will now gather greater momentum. All of you, my friends, you are an important part of it. You are a driving force for it. Today you may be far away from your homeland, India, but your homeland's government is not far from you. In the last 5 years, we have changed both the content and form of interaction with the Indian diaspora. Now, the Indian embassies and consulates are not just government offices anymore. They are your friends first. For our friends who are working overseas, the government is also constantly working for their interests and security. Several services like Madad, e-migrate, training prior to going overseas, improvement in insurance schemes for Indian diaspora, merging the PIO and OCI cards. So many steps have been taken that have considerably helped Indians in going abroad and in foreign lands as well. Our government has also expanded the scope of the Indian Community Welfare Fund. We have also opened several NRI assistance centers in new cities overseas. Brothers and sisters, new definitions, new opportunities for the 21st century will arise out of the message that will emanate from this event today. We have the strength of common democratic values, a common resolve to build a new future for our countries. And that is why, together, we can go towards a bright future. I would like to, Excellency Mr. President, I would like you to come to India along with your family. Give us an opportunity to welcome you in our country. This friendship of ours will help us to achieve the shared dreams that we have and take our relations to new heights. I would like to express my gratefulness to President Trump, to all American political, social, and business leaders for their presence here today. My heartfelt gratefulness to all of you once again. A big thank you also to the government of Texas and to the local administration. Thank you, Houston. Thank you, America. May God bless you all. Thank you.